everyone, Janie here, and I know that Christmas is a couple months away, but you know, it tends to sneak up on you. So I am going to start trying to get you all into the Christmas spirit a little bit early. And today I'm going to do that by showing you how to make a really easy and beautiful Christmas luminary that you can use on your table or as just a home decor piece. And I will be doing that using a die from Memory Box, who happens to be the sponsor this month at Crafter's Castle Challenge. And so you don't miss out on anything. There will be links below in the description box to Crafter's Castle Challenge as well as Memory Box and the die that I'm using today. So let's head on over to the craft table and get started.
To start off with, you're going to need 2 pieces of patterned cardstock or a sturdy patterned paper. And you're going to want that to be 8.5 inches by 8 inches. And we're going to put this down. So this is 8.5 going right across there. And we are going to score this at 2 inches and 6.5 inches. So, whoops. It'd be nice if I held my paper in one spot here. There we go. And so basically 2 inches from each side. And then we are going to turn it so that it is, doesn't matter which way, so that it's at 8 inches. And we're going to score it at 2 inches. So we've scored it 2 inches in from each side and 2 inches up from the bottom, but we're not scoring on the top part. And we're going to do the same thing with the other piece here. So we're going to have this at 8.5, and we're going to score it at 2 inches and 6.5, and turn it. And again, we are going to score it at 2 inches. So now we just need to fold on all of the score lines. And we need to do that to both. So I'll do the other one and be right back. Okay, they have both been scored and folded. So we have all of our fold lines right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over and let it focus there for a minute. So these are the sides and this is the bottom. And we're going to cut on this score line right there, just up to that score line. So grab your little scissors here and just cutting up to there and cutting up to there. And what's going to happen is these are going to fold in and fold over, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to do this one here and be right back. For this next step, I'm going to be using this gorgeous Batavia Snowflake oval die, which is from Memory Box. And I already have it in place where I'm going to be cutting it. But I just wanted to show you that you center the die between the score marks on all sides. So it's centered nicely on what is going to be the front. I'll bend that up so you can see that. And you're wondering why I have it on the white side instead of the printed side. And I have a couple of reasons for that. And one is that the folds go this way, and I don't want my die to cut my folds. So unless you have one of those die cutters that has, you know, a bigger plate so you could fit something wider on it, you're going to actually have to fold it if you're using a Cuttlebug or a Big Shot. So I have my die on there. I'm folding these in so nothing is going to get cut except for the front. And I'm going to just put this right through here. And bring it back through. And carefully get this off. Oh, come on. This purple tape is supposed to come off really easy without any problems. But, there we go. Get this end. Okay, so there's my oval cutout. And I'm going to go remove all of these little pieces from the die, and I'll be right back. Okay, I brought in my craft mat because I think we need a little contrast. White on white is a little difficult to see. I wanted to show you what the die looks like because you only got to see the back of it while it was on my paper. But this is what the die looks like. And this is what the die cut looks like. It is so beautiful and so delicate. And I told you that there was another reason why I was cutting it out from the back side of this. And it's because I wanted the white side and not the patterned side. And when you die cut, any die cut, the part that the die is facing down on will come out nice and smooth with rounded edges, and the other side is a little rough. So I'm going to be using this side, and that's why I cut it out that way, because I'm actually going to be using it like this. And you're wondering, well, how are you going to glue that back on there when there's nothing to glue it to? That is our next step. So what I've done is I cut a piece of vellum at 6 inches by 4.5, and that is actually going to fit perfectly right inside the box. And I stamped a Christmas tree, and I did that using an embossing pad, and I used this embossing powder, which is a white superfine. Let me see if it'll focus here. Oh, sure. It doesn't want to focus for you. But anyways, it is, there we go. It is super fine detail. And I embossed the Christmas tree on the vellum. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1/4 inch double-sided tape and put that around these edges, and that's where I'm going to be putting this vellum, so it will fit just inside the box. And check it out beforehand, because if it's a little bit long, you might want to trim off just like a fraction of an inch, like just barely put it in your cutter enough to stick out the edge, just to make sure that it's going to fit. So let me get the tape put on, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the tape in there, and I did end up cutting this down 1/8 of an inch. So the next step is to remove all the protective covering from the tape. And then we're going to adhere that piece of vellum in there. And actually, to make it easier for placement, we're not ready yet to glue this all together, but I found if you put it together and just hold it like that, that it makes it easier for sliding it in. Make sure that you put the embossed side facing the front and just slide it right in there. And there we go. And so far, it's already beautiful, but we are not done yet. I don't know if you could see the sparkle and shine on here. Actually, we're going to call it a shimmer because that's what it is. And what I did was I took this beautiful snowflake oval and I put my close to my heart shimmer brush all over it. It's kind of like Wink of Stella, even though I've never used Wink of Stella, but from what I can tell, it's pretty much the same thing. So it's a brush, and you just brush it on, and it adds a beautiful shimmer. And that's what I did to that. And then the next step is to adhere it to the front of this box. And to do that, you may have your own ways of adhering things, but for me, I'm actually going to use a spray adhesive on the back and then attach it. I just feel more confident with that. And I'll have to do it off camera because obviously I cannot be spraying spray adhesive around my camera or my laptop, and then it does have to be put on rather quickly. So I'm going to go adhere this and I'll be right back. And that is what it's going to look like. And since none of us are perfect, not even me, if for any reason you have a problem putting this on and you end up with a little space around the edge, I have the perfect fix for that. Because if you're a crafter, you know there's always a fix. It's always an excuse to add another layer or add something else that's pretty. And what I want to do, and I planned on doing anyway, is I'm going to be using stickles, and this one is frosted lace. And I'm going to actually use this all the way around the oval to give it a little bit of dimension, and I just thought it'd be really pretty. Nice touch. So I'm going to go do that, and as soon as that is done drying, we are going to be putting the boxes together. So, and actually before I go do that, I will tell you something here really quick. You remember how we cut about 1/8 of an inch off that piece of vellum so that it wouldn't be sticking out the top? Well, on your back piece, you might want to cut probably not even 1/8 of an inch. I mean, just barely get it through your cutter where it sticks out and cut a little bit off, because when we put these together, it will stick up a little bit. Because they're going to go inside of each other, and it'll just cause it, you know, with one layer sitting on the other, it'll cause it to bump up a little bit. So really, just the tiniest amount, and only if you need it, you know, so you can be doing that. Well, I go put the pretty stickles on here. While we're waiting for the stickles to dry, let's start gluing things together. So this is the back piece, and for this one, you're going to want to put the flaps on the outside, on the bottom. I know you think, oh, let's put them on the inside, but we're not. We're going to glue them to the outside or the bottom, and you will see why in a little bit. And let me put some glue on there and get that going. So let's see. Yep. You can use double-sided tape if you want, or you can use, you know, a wet glue. I like using my Beacon 3-in-1 because it holds really well and it has a fast tack to it. So that means that it's going to dry quickly, which is what I want it to do. All right, so we've got that going, and now the other one, I have to be careful because the stickles is still drying. But while it's drying, I'll show you. On this one, we want to put the flaps on the inside. Like that. So whereas the other one, we put it on the outside, this one, we are putting it on the inside. So I'm going to glue those as soon as the stickles is dry. Well, not only has the stickles dried, but as you can see, I added a bow, and I added some snowflakes that I pop dotted on there, and they have rhinestones, and I also used that shimmer brush on them as well. And you can add more embellishments if you'd like, or you can even not embellish it because it was beautiful just the way it was. So that's totally up to you. But now it's time to put these together because I've already glued the bottom together, so it's perfectly smooth. The flaps are on the inside. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the back of the box and we are going to put adhesive on the sides and the bottom. And then once we have the adhesive on there, we are going to slide it to the inside of this box. And then it will look like this. So let me do that for you. we're just going to slide it right over it, just like that. Just make sure that everything comes together nicely. All the edges match up. And there you go. But I'm not done. There we go. Now I'm happy. I have this leftover piece of lace trim that's just beautiful, and I thought it was perfect for on here. I got it from Mama's Treasures, which is a shop on Zibbit. And so there we go. I think it's perfect now. Are you ready to see it with a light in it? I had to tilt it a little bit because of my camera angle, but I'll try to straighten it a little bit there. And I can't turn off all the lights in my craft room because when I do, all you're going to see is a glow. You're not even going to get to see this. So this is the best I can show you, but you can get the idea of how beautiful that is. And can't you just imagine that, you know, sitting on your table or mantle or desk, you know, around the holidays? It would even make a great little nightlight. I just absolutely love it. I just wanted to say how easy it was making this luminary using this memory box die. And I absolutely love it. There's so many possibilities with this. So there will be links below so that you can find this die and also to find other memory box products. And also important information. Always use the little battery operated lights. Never use a real candle in something like this because that would be a fire hazard. And I know you really didn't need me to remind you of that, but I just thought I would throw it in there.
Thank you all for watching, and I hope this got you into the Christmas spirit. And I am going to be having more Christmas projects over the next couple months, so watch for them. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.